Hi, I'm Kata from Mockup House, and I'm going to show you today how to work with a Mockup House mockup using Photopea. So here we are in Photopea, and to access Photopea, go to www.photopea.com. And we're using mockup number 0286 for today's demonstration, but you will be using whichever mockup you purchased from Etsy. Okay, so here we have. The first thing I want you to notice is this tab right here. Tabs work the same way in Photopea as they do in a browser. So if you have multiple projects open, you're going to have multiple tabs, okay? So keep that in your mind and we'll revisit that later. The next thing I want you to notice is the layers panel over here on the right. The layers panel is what we're going to be using heavily. That's what we're going to be working off of. So it's very important that you always have it visible. If you ever don't see it, no worries. Go up to Window and make sure that layers is checked, okay? All right, so now the first thing we're gonna do, so actually before we do that, I wanna show you about the color coding. Not every Mockup House mockup has color coding. Our beginning mockups don't have it. I started implementing that later on in the process, but just to show you what it's for, the red ones are do not touch. There's no reason to ever do anything with this layer. The yellow ones or also orange, it could be yellow or orange, you could interact with them, but you don't need to when using the mockup. So it would be something like a color change, and then orange is usually like an added texture, which both of those are optional. And then the green one is something that in order to use the mockup, you do need to interact with that layer. So, and I generally tend to order them in a way top down, from start with this one and then you go to this one, and so on. If there's multiple layers, you could probably assume you could work top down. Okay, you can also pull this out if you don't see the full instruction, like this one was a longer instruction, so pull it out so you could see the full instruction and it will tell you what to do. Okay, the first thing, so this one, the top one says double click thumbnail to add your design. So we're going to add our design. So double click on this thumbnail. If you ever see two thumbnails like in this one, never touch the second thumbnail. There's never a reason to interact with the second thumbnail. We're only ever interacting with the first thumbnail. So go ahead and double click on here and it opens up. See how now there's a new tab. It opens up a new tab. It opens up a completely new artboard. This is where we're going to add our design. Whatever we put into this box is what's going to be inserted into our mockup. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and drag our artwork into here, and this specific mockup is sized as an A4 paper. So this piece of artwork is sized as an A4 ratio, but it's a little bit smaller than the artboard, so I'm just going to stretch it here. If you want to be able to manipulate the shape of your artwork, then uncheck this link and you'll be able to go like this. Okay, so size it to how you'd like it to be and then click this check mark here. You could also click enter or return, but the check mark is easier. Well, for me, but if you're using the keyboard, go ahead and click enter. Okay, then the next step is extremely important. Okay, this step, a lot of people, it's easy to miss, but it's very important. We need to save it. Once you save it, that's when it inserts into the mockup. So go ahead and click File, Save Smart Object. You could also do Command or Control S, but we're saving this tab, this file, okay? And then you could even close out this file. We're done with it, and come back to the main tab, and here you go. It's been inserted into your mockup. Okay, now we finished the first layer, so we're going to go down to the next one. Now this one is the background. Double click first thumbnail to select color. So go ahead and double click on this first thumbnail. Remember, never touch the second one. Double click this one and you have a color picker pop up, and you can click anywhere in the color picker that you'd like, or you can click somewhere on your design and it will, there we go, that's a nice one, and click OK. And there you go, there's your mockup. Now at this point you could add one of our PSD digital stickers, PNG digital stickers. I chose one here. If you'd like to download, they're free. You can download them. I created them they're designed to go with our mockups. So you can look down below in the description and there's the link to access them. See, look at this. This came onto my artboard underneath the green layer, okay? This layer needs to always be on top, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to drag it. Well, first I'm going to click return or enter, and then I'm going to drag this layer up to the top. If it's not at the top, then it's not going to work properly. It looks strange in the artboard. So here we go. Now that's how you want it to look. So if it comes anywhere not at the top, drag that layer up to the top. Okay. Now we can resize it. There we go. That seems like a good size. You could put it anywhere you'd like. Click enter when you're happy with it, or return, or that check mark was there again. And then you can adjust the opacity as well. So let's say something like that. There we go. Now our mockup is completely done. And now all we need to do is export it. File. File. Now we don't want to save because then we're going to bake this artwork into the original file. We're going to save it into the original file. We don't want to overwrite that. So what we're just going to do is we're going to do export as, and PNG, JPEG, whatever you'd like. And this will save the way any normal file saves on your computer. Go ahead and adjust it how you'd like, and then save it. And that's that. And that's how you use a Mockup House mockup. All right. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and happy creating. Until next time.